Hey folks, so I uncovered something in one of my dream visions from yesterday. Well, actually, my dream vision brought me to a gematria code, and there was a code of 833. There's a lot of things that came with 833, but then there was something that came up, and it was the Qliphoth. It's pronounced as an F. Qliphoth of Orion. That came from Gematria Code 833. And what's fascinating about this is people don't really know, but there were the Pleiades, the Arcturians, and the Anunnaki that came from Orion. It's kind of in research. It's out there somewhere if you search it. But I kind of did some channeling on what this all means and what's to come, or what had happened in the past. So this has to do with the book of Genesis, believe it or not. Sorry, I had a long day. Can't spell today. No, that's correct. Genesis. Anyway, so Qliphoth. We're going to go into details of what it is in a nutshell. There's a lot more detail behind it, but they say it's a Kabbalistic tradition. When you see Kabbalistic or Kabbal, or you see Kabbalah, these are all the powers that be. All the powers that be. The music industry, entertainment, movies. Not one person who is basically all of everybody who is a director, writer, producer, screenwriter, etc., they all have this practice, because what they do is, if they bring the messages of light through their tradition, they're doing a world the favor, basically, is what their belief. I didn't make this part up, so please don't affect me, but the reason why these two are very similar is because money, inheritance, and the territory of where this is, and where the tree of life was in the book of Genesis. The origin of where it is the Middle East. So therefore, if you have the dominant entity or the dominant race of that area, boom, shakalaka, Kabbalah. So going on, it says that it is mysticism of evil, because they know all the mysteries, right? So you guys know Aleister Crowley, who used King Solomon's mysticism, and now that's why we have all these gosh darn pyramids everywhere, right? It also says it's the Akra, the Ara, which is Aramaic for the other side. It's important to know that when you're researching things, to actually look for the Aramaic language. And all of Aramaic language ends with an A or a Ra. Ba, Taha, Ra. Anyways, I know Aramaic. Alright, so it says, this is what I just said, is the origin of darkness, because it's Hermetic. And when we say Hermetic, it was brought forth by Hermes. Hermes is Greek. And Hermes, if you guys didn't know, I call this the adversary of Satan, which is also on Wiki. And adversary, which is Satan, which is Enki, which was the serpent. And here's your symbol. That is the Qliphoth. Qliphoth. You know, the 1, 2, 3, 5-sided box. This is why you see Saturn in a lot of logos too. Nike. Or if you guys seen Subway, Jiffy Lube, In-N-Out Burger. So all this is the common root, the origin of what had transpired on this planet. The Qliphoth, I'm going to say it both ways. It says it's the confusion of power of gods. So this person here, Shaidael, I also labeled him as Raphael. It could be mirror image, meaning that the light side is Raphael, the dark side is the opposite, because there's two sides here. Tree of life is life itself, the wisdom. Qliphoth is the knowledge, the opposite. Kind of like in the Garden of Eden, you had two trees, correct? You had the tree of life on one side, you had the tree of knowledge. I'm getting there. Hold on, everybody. I know you just had an epiphany. It says the Qliphoth also had Lucifage, one who flees from light, aka Lucifer, the bearer of light. Same person, this is his real name. Interesting also because binding of ones of gods, or I like to say oneness, because this is all of what portrayed as God in every culture as one. You have his female counterpart, Aseroth, goddess, aka Ishtar, aka Isis. Same person, same entity. She was the lady to Hermes. And Hermes, breaking that down, messenger of God, son of Zeus, was also Hermes, which Zeus was a light bearer, Lucifer. And you have Uriel. Why Uriel? Because Uriel is connected to, did I put Enlil? Down here. There goes Enlil. Enlil was the god of the sky, the Anunnaki god of the sky. And that's also associated to Zeus. It's common sense. I'm not making this up. You have Archangel Gabriel, who was also Hermes, because he was the messenger. Crazy, right? I would have never thought in a million bajillion years that all these connections would have be like this. So Enlil was the influence who had influenced all of this. Or it could be Enlil himself was Hermes, because no, Enlil, I have him as Uriel. Hermes, I have him as Gabriel. And then I have this guy, Shaidiel Raphael. You have your three archangels here. And Arch also is Archon. And so Archons come from Orion. Arcturians, Archons. Boom. And also too, you have the word archaic, which was in Greek for firmament, or above the what do you call it, terra firma. So that was in their times, that was heaven, that was their domain, as we were on this soul below, they were the above. And there was a tree of life that had connected the information on both sides. But then, for some odd reason, there were two connections. There was the tree of knowledge. If you want to know the knowledge, eat from the tree of knowledge. So basically, Enlil himself may had part in assisting his adversary, Inky, which was the serpent, who then manipulated Eve to go on this side. So it really wasn't like she ate from the tree. She slept with the serpent and then got pregnant. And after getting pregnant, she basically sold herself to the Qliphoth tradition. She was the beginning of the Kabbalistic tradition, the mysticism. This is how everything all started. This is how we all got deceived from the very beginning. And here is our standard tree of life. And when you go through the Qliphoth, or even through the image of the tree of life, everyone thinks, oh, well, that's pretty cool, but it's not, because you have the kingdom, right, which was the lower part. Then you also had 10 spheres of that tree of life. And guess what those 10 spheres are? Oops. I made a boo-boo. I forget what's after Earth. Is it Jupiter? Well, if I'm just going to fill all these up. If I were smart enough, I would have put Mercury. I'm just making this part up. But you guys know that there are 9 planets. I'll put Earth here. Jupiter. This part I didn't have planned. Pluto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What else am I missing? We have Mars, Venus, Mercury, Uranus, Jupiter, Pluto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You guys, I'm missing 2 planets. Do I not know? Have I been Mandela affected? It's okay. Whatever 2 I'm missing, you guys just let me know in the comment section. I thought there were 9 planets. I swear there were 9 planets. But let's say we got Planet X. Nibiru. Kachina, but then you have 2, one's hiding. So we'll say Kachina system. So if I were to put that in the mix, you have all these 10 binary bodies with the kingdom, which is the sun, which all were the beginning of creation, the stars. And that's all in Genesis. This is like, I would just say it's a theory. Let's just say, to be safe, it's a theory. It's allegedly a theory, but because of this wording, the Qliphoth of Orion that I got from the Gematria Code, I was able to pull all this information out. It is quite fascinating that all this came from just that. And if only we had just decided, not we, but the two in the very beginning, if they had just decided to keep to the tree of life, we wouldn't have been going through all this duality. But maybe it was for a reason. Maybe Enlil and Inky were created intentionally to bring the duality so that we could go forth from the knowledge and going back to life. Let me know what you guys think. It's a lot of information. Take care.